Hi Paula, so we were just at the Wellcome Collection's latest exhibition, Bedlam, the Asylum and Beyond. I'd be really interested to know your views on the exhibition and the way it conveyed the history of mental illness and the asylum and mental hospitals.
To be honest, I mean, there's been a huge debate around this exhibition actually. I found, parts of the exhibition, quite very upsetting actually, when it showed how the history of the asylums had changed with, how you perceive mental illness to be through pictures, and you can't perceive, I can't relate to that at all, where sometimes the welfare used to go into the asylum to view people in mental distress, or what they would call mad, and you saw that history with the Bedlam. And to be honest, what I saw with the Wellcome exhibition was just, it felt a containment. When you saw the Mad Love exhibit on Design Your Own Asylum, it's still a place of containment. There's no world outside the asylum. The world outside doesn't exist. It's still very much in the asylum, and let's build more asylums, and I think we need to get away from all that personally. And what disappointed me with the exhibit was there was not enough about the service user movement, designing services, how we want services to be, how we perceive services to be. And if you ask many service users, mental health survivors and people in mental distress today, we want to get away from the asylums. We want, decent mutual self-care support in the community, and design support that actually works for us, not the containment, the chemical costs that we still have. I think, there's a lot to the exhibit that infuriated me.
So the exhibition was saying, it was asking the question whether there is so many different alternatives to therapy around at the moment that it's confusing and chaotic, and they were saying that with the rise of the prevalence of mental ill health, whether what we need is a return to a reclaimed asylum that's a place of refuge and sanctuary away from the stresses of modern life. How do you feel about that central question that the exhibition posed?
I would like to see kind of like safe houses in the community where you can go for 2 to 3 days, where people with experience of mental distress can run these as projects and everything, where it just takes the pressure off for a couple of days. People need someone to talk to when you're feeling really stressed, when you bottle things up. You've got a safe space to talk to. You have people even just to give you a hug sometimes, and that is something that society severely lacks, is people who give a damn about what happens to you when you're in severe mental distress. So a lot of part of the exhibit just infuriated me in a lot of ways. We're still, when you looked at the Mad Love thing, we're still looking at designing an asylum where you've got the ward, where you've got the kitchen, where you've got the communal areas and everything. I think you could have like great community projects out in the community. You've got, the gardens and everything like that, where people understand where you're at and know what kind of support you want, and who know where you're at because they've been there.
Thank you.